Welcome to Book Talk. Today we're discussing Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. This month I've been working with Harlequintine, who sent me Legacy of Kings. I just finished it. It's a young adult book and it takes place during Alexander the Great's teen years, which is really interesting. There are no YA books that take place in 360 BC. There just aren't. I mean, I haven't come across them. But this takes place in 360 BC. So it's this time period that is really unfamiliar and interesting and different. It's described as Game of Thrones meets Alexander the Great. It's very much an ensemble piece. We follow like 5 different characters and 3 different big storylines. The first girl we follow's name is Kat, and Kat has this weird ability to communicate with animals, which is where the magic aspect comes in. Some of our characters have these weird abilities. The whole magic structure was really different and it felt tied to Greek mythology, and I love Greek mythology, and that's very much part of these people's lives who lived in 360 BC, which is really cool. We follow this other girl, Zoe, who's a Persian princess. We follow Alexander the Great. We follow Alexander the Great's best friend. We follow Alexander the Great's sister, and we do a little bit of following Alexander the Great's mom. Overall, I would definitely give Legacy of Kings a solid 4 out of 5 stars. It was a slower book because it's the first in a fantasy series. A lot of world building was done. You could tell she's setting up for a big fantasy series, so it moves slower and there's a lot of details and a lot of different things that you're learning, but it all comes together in a really cool way. And I loved learning about this world. There's a lot of big long names in the story, and that is what I think I struggled with the most while I was reading. I was listening to this via audiobook, and I think I'd recommend actually reading it rather than audiobooking it, just because of the long different names, because it's easier to see the names. But when I was listening to it via audiobook, I had to keep rewinding because I wasn't sure exactly who they were talking about, because there are so many long names that sound unfamiliar to my brain. Definitely a solid fantasy read, and I'm definitely interested to keep going with it and see what happens next, because things were just starting to get cray at the end of the book and it cut off. And I was like, oh, just a little further. That is going to be the end of my non-spoilery section. If this sounds interesting to you, definitely go pick it up, read it, come back, and we shall discuss it together, okay? Bye, non-spoilery peeps. Okay, I don't own a crown, so I'm sporting my best I'm a Macedonian princess look by using a necklace. I hope it's working for you. Let's talk about this baby. Let's talk about Zoe first. Zoe was unexpected. All of a sudden she popped up in here and I was like, how is she connected? But Zoe is set to marry Alexander, and Alexander was worried about marrying some ugly princess from some random land. But we know Zoe was in love with her boyfriend Cosmus. I found her story the most compelling until I got to the end of the book, and then I was like, oh god, crap's going on everywhere. But Zoe's storyline got crazy really quickly. Her whole plan to escape was really dumb. She was really naive in leaving the castle. She just kind of didn't think about anything that could go wrong on her little 20-mile journey to Cosmos. But this poor girl gets captured, and to make things worse, her little sister and her nurse have to show up and get killed. I couldn't believe that her sister just got killed. It was like very Game of Thrones. They're gonna kill her, and you're thinking hopefully something will happen and that the sister will get away, and she doesn't, and it is so sad. I cried there. You don't really know her sister, but we know sisters. We have sisters, and it was really sad. And now, of course, Zoe is pregnant, and she's off on this hunt for a Pegasus with this iffy soldier guy. How do you feel about this soldier? I guess I trust him because he hasn't tried anything with her. I don't know if there's gonna be a love connection or anything. She mentioned that she's attracted to him. I don't know what's gonna happen there. But she saw a Pegasus. Pegasus are real, and that was really exciting. I want to see a Pegasus. I want them to catch the Pegasus. What if she becomes a Pegasus rider, and it's like How to Train Your Dragon except with Pegasuses? Back in Pella, the women we follow are Kat and Sin. They're both really strong women. Whilst Kat gives off this very positive, bright strength, Sin has more of this dark, conniving strength. And her name is Sin. As soon as I learned her name, I was like, really? Sinning literally means to do bad things. What came first, the word sin or the name Sinani? The stuff she's doing to her own brother. I was just so annoyed. I'm really happy before the end of the book, Alex and Hef got their crap together, talked. Like if they just communicated earlier, they would have figured out that Sin is just messing with everything. I respect Sin in a way. She's just a woman oppressed by the culture of her time. In the end, Sin kind of redeemed herself. When the Azarians came to attack Alexander, she had his back, and that felt good. That felt nice when she grabbed the shield and threw it to him. Made me happy. Family should come before your greedy ass craving for power. Then we have our guys. We've got Hef, he's cute. He has good intentions, but he's a hothead. And of course we have Alex, who has this ability to see into people's past by looking into their eyes. It'll probably come in super handy reading people as the king. And Alex is just a really genuinely nice person. He took Hef in off the street. He took Kat in off the street just because he had a good feeling about her. He knows all the names of the soldiers in his army, which really touched me. It means so much to them and really encourages them to fight for their country in battle. What a nice king. Who does is that? Kat supposedly has this ability to talk to animals, right? That's snake blood. What's the other blood called again? Not smoke blood. Smoke blood is that immortal thing that supposedly Sin has now. I forgot about that. Sin like walks through fire and stuff at the end. And I don't know if it's because she didn't betray her family and that is actually how you get smoke blood, with a true exhibition of love and care. I don't know. How did that spell turn around? How did she get smoke blood? I don't know. That kind of magic seems different because she had a spell to create it. She didn't inherit it. Kat has snake blood. She can talk to animals and manipulate animals and go into their mind and stuff. But it seems that she can also heal people. And I feel like that was part of the other magic. She has more than one ability because she can definitely heal people. That was the thing that we kept alluding to. She wanted to heal Alex's scar. I was like, just do it. It's weird to think that Sin and Kat and Alex are all brothers and sisters. They all came from the king. And is the king the one that has magic in his blood, or did the queen and king have magic? It's a complicated family tree we got going on. The queen's magic creeps me out to no end. That crap with the snakes. Like, she puts milk all around the floor in her room so that lots of hundreds of snakes can come up and drink it and then swirl around her, and she sleeps with them, and it's so weird. And they bite her and she convulses and stuff. Ew. She's part of some weird magic cult. And Kat's adopted mother is an oracle who worked for Olympia, and she predicted something with the twins. I feel like the queen wanted to kill Kat so that that prediction doesn't come true. That was a little wishy-washy, and I think it's meant to be wishy-washy, so it still feels mysterious. But I love that Kat and Alex are twins. I loved that reveal. Initially I thought they were bonded because they both had magic and they felt that with each other, but they're actually related, which is just changes everything. Like, Kat was trying to kill her mom, her birth mother, and avenge her adopted mother. It really puts things in perspective. It's a small world after all. Should we talk about Jacob for a bit? Jacob is Kat's best friend slash big, huge crush, lover person, and he enters the blood tournament. The blood tournament was one of my favorite parts of the book, and I thought it was gonna be bigger. I thought the book was gonna lead up to the blood tournament, but it actually ended up happening pretty quickly in the beginning of the book. I really don't know where Jacob's storyline's going. So the Azarians think that magic poisons the world and they want to eliminate all the magic, and Pella's still full of magical people. That is why Azaria and Macedonia are gonna go to war. And Jacob's on the wrong side. He's on the Azarian side. Kat is now a royal. She's Alex's sister. She is on the Macedonian side. And that little scene at the end where Jacob is kind of huddled over Kat's body, Hef thinks he tried to kill her, and now Kat thinks he tried to kill her too. But I'm sure he just came over when he saw her on the ground to make sure that she wasn't dead. I'm really happy that Kat trained with that weird bird lady in Caria and came back to save the day with the scorpions. I love that the women are the ones that really saved the day in that battle. I'm excited to see where it goes next. What's gonna happen with Kat and Alex now that Alex knows that they're brother and sister? What's the queen gonna do about it? Is she still gonna try to kill Kat even though that would upset Alex? I feel like Kat is gonna be the person that enables Alex to become the great king that he does become in history, Alexander the Great, because she's very powerful and she's gonna heal him of that limp, I feel like, so he doesn't have to go to the Fountain of Youth. I don't know how Zoe's gonna tie into everything, because there was that soothsayer that said that she was destined to mix blood with Alexander the Great. I don't know, maybe their marriage will end up happening. I don't know. There's so much stuff. There's so much open-ended stuff. The story really is just beginning. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what your favorite part of the book is. My favorite parts are definitely the tournament and the part where Kat is training and she flashes back through all her memories to see what actually happened back in the day. Like, she flashes back to her own birth. She watches her own birth. It's so weird, but I like that part. I'd love to hear what character you found the most compelling to follow, what you think's gonna happen in the next book. Thanks for watching. I'm Christine. I'll talk to you next time. Bye! Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. And it just got really bright in here.